Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Ken's Corner. Today I'm joined by my friend, the one, the only Eboooombe. How you doing, my brother?
Eboooombe, what's going on, man?
You know, I gotta say it with some pizzazz. I can't just say Eboooombe.
It wouldn't be right if you didn't.
It wouldn't be right. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How you been doing?
I'm doing good. Loving some Marble Strike First. This past week though, I've been, trying out other games as well. Whenever I'm streaming, but for the most part, there's a lot of stuff I'm sure we're gonna be getting to talk about today, MSF related. There is some salt, happening in the game, but you know me, I'm Mr. Positivity. I still try to just enjoy the game for what it is. It is one of my favorite games. It's Marble related, so we continue to plug in there and put some damage whenever we can in this game. But yeah.
We try to stay away from the soul anyway. Where there's negativity, there's positivity, and that's where we come in.
Exactly. And I've been seeing that you've been streaming some other games too.
Yeah, I actually started playing this game called State of Survival recently, and it's actually been sponsored by Starscape, which is really great. It's been helping out during COVID, unemployment, and all that. So I'm very, very fortunate that opportunity's come onto my doorstep. But a little birdie tells me that you might have another similar opportunity coming up too.
Yeah, I just started. I tried it out today. It was a good time. Today was the first time. Survival camp.
Hashtag state of mind.
Yeah, survival camp with Ken. I'll definitely need to play it a little bit more, but it was a fun opportunity, for sure. So, we'll see what happens. But the task at hand. Once again, we're talking about MSF, and as I mentioned, a lot of stuff happening in Marble Strike First. Did you get to unlock Jubilee, by the way?
I did, yeah. I think just towards the end, how we had those Cull and Ghost specific orbs. I had to open 3 of those to get her, and this was it came down to the wire. I got her on the second to last day.
Nice.
What about you?
Yeah, same. I mean, I was already going to be able to unlock her. My issue, I think, was gonna be Ghost, but then I don't know. At the end of it all, even with the compensation, which I ended up still giving it to Ghost after the fact, but I didn't really need the 25 or the 100 shards that we were getting from the orbs. And my thought process was like, listen, Collab for me is already at 6 red stars. I mean, it's 6 stars right now. Ooh. So, he's a big guy. It's going to be a while anyways before I can completely finish him to 7 stars. So my thought process is at this point, ward credits are so important. They're very rare, right? Like you don't get many of them. Yeah. And for me, I'm trying to focus farm the gear 15 in the war store as much as possible. So many important things, important characters in that particular store that with those credits being so rare, I figured might as well cut the farming on Ghost. And now you don't only save on farming Ghost if you opened up or you used the 100 shards on her, which she's a great character in her own right. But you also cut, definitely. You also cut the farming towards getting more stars in Jubilee at that. So that was my thought process. I ended up I said, give me all that Ghost. I got 100 Ghost shards out of that.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, the whole sort of big fight was originally people were like, oh yeah, we want Cull because he's not farmable, and Ghost at least was some sort of farmable. But when you think about it, who's going to unlock a legendary? Ghost is, and who's really, expendable from the Black Order team? But it is Cull. He's there just to take the beat. He's there to take a beating. Yeah. And then it's just everyone else. So I think the majority will be going for Ghost, or have gone for Ghost, and now with them re-releasing that mistake offer, I think a lot of them will probably be going for Ghost. Maybe.
Well, and I guess I should say this: if I would have needed, I don't know, 25-50 shards for Collab to go up to another star rank, then I think I would have definitely gone that route as well, because I think the higher stars that you can get on Cole, the better that he functions, right? The better that Black Order performs at that. But in my case, he was already at 6, and me just cutting the farming to 7, it's still gonna be a long time if I can get a 7-star Collab for me. So yeah, there we go. That's where I was with Cole. But yeah, you talked about Iranians. offer issues. Compensation, I think, was ringing in my ear. So
it wouldn't be the first time we've had that come up, but yeah, I mean,
not in Marvel Strike Force. We
no,
love,
definitely not.
we love Marvel Strike Force. I do love compensation, so sometimes
who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had enough of it recently.
Yeah, or the right compensation, but hey.
Check if the device is on your home Wi-Fi network.
Sorry, that was, my Siri decided to go. Why, Siri? Why?
That was Siri wants to get in this. That's what it is.
Siri wants to get into the salt. There's not enough salt on Reddit. Siri's like, let me at him.
But it's all good. Well, Siri, you can't come and join this conversation. It's between me and Eboooombe. But yeah, let me see. What do you have for us in store in Ken's Corner today? What are some good topics you want to cover today, Eboooombe?
Well, I mean, given all the recent events, it's just good to kind of touch up on what's been going on in the community, the thoughts, all the positive sides, the negative sides, talking a little bit about the compensation that they've been addressing, frequently addressing, I should say.
Yeah.
A bit of longevity in the game and what we want to see in the future, given the sort of path that Marvel Strike Force has been taking, because Marvel Strike Force had a tremendous uprise from the start.
Yeah.
And then now it's been fluctuating, it's almost as volatile as cryptos at this stage, just going ridiculously. But and then lastly, we just touch up a little bit about Shadowlands and maybe what they're actually trying to do with these new teams that they're bringing in. Maybe trying to cover something up.
Yeah, and we can definitely do that. We can cover the blog post, which did cover the kit for Moon Knight. And I found the kit pretty interesting. So in fact, if you want, that's probably where we can start. Let me go into the blog post real quick. So
yeah,
there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got it.
Illuminate the night. We have Moon Knight, as I mentioned, that was discussed this past Friday, arriving as a member for the Shadowland team. Are you excited overall with this team? And by the way, I guess before we get too much into Moon Knight, did you already open red stars for White Tiger?
So I did, but I didn't even have that many to start off with, so I wouldn't really call it a red star wog opening.
I was just like,
I had the Elite 5s, from the previous event. I was like, I'll just open it. But unsurprisingly, no red stars for White Tigers. So big thumbs down there.
I am in the same boat as you. I opened all my red stars. I had an abundance of red stars. I was so excited. I'm thinking that, hey, I'm gonna pull through and get some good red stars on Axemen and then be set for whatever's coming in. Let me tell you, I got completely drained by the Axemen. They are such a good team, so I still wanted to try and get high reds on Bishop and on everybody else, but unfortunately I didn't luck out on Iceman in particular. I think I only got like a 3 red star, and then now I opened like 10 red star orbs for White Tiger and not once did she show up for me, so I'm broke. I don't have White Tiger red stars yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I still have time. But
it's the character that you want to have red stars that they don't give you red stars for, and then the characters that you do want red stars that they don't give you red stars for.
All the time. I hate it.
During Jubilee's, featured red star orb event, I got like 2 for her. A week later, boom, 6 red stars. Like, okay.
Wow. Well, and actually, that's great. I wanted some on Bishop so badly, and I think that's where I mainly got drained on Iceman and on Bishop. And then I remember I opened like 40 in the stream, and then the I think it was the day prior to Bishop leaving, I opened like 1 extra one that I got. It was from like the Sunday Red Blitz and I got a 4 red star from that. I was like, all this time I should have just saved all my red stars and waited till today and opened them. But there it is. That's the RNG involved when you open the red stars, and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Maybe I'll just set like a limit as to how many I want to open for a character.
I mean, you can open as many as you want. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Exactly.
All right, but let's talk, I guess, about the kit. We have Mr. Moon Knight. Turn the tide of the Alliance War with Moon Knight. So as we know, this team is designed to be a pretty strong team as a war attack team, war offense team, right? And we've noticed that pretty much their basics for the entire faction has pretty much the same synergy. So we'll talk a little bit about Moon Knight. Found that interesting. The basic, and I don't know if I could say this, dissociative strike. Attack the primary target for 340% damage, gaining a random positive effect for 2 turns from this list. So you can gain either counter, offense up, speed up. Then when forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Shadow Knight characters. This is the first time we get like an RNG involved with a basic, isn't it? Like, I don't think there's anything...
I mean, the percentages are kind of RNG when it's like, oh, I have a 50% chance to do this. So, I mean,
true.
If anything, this makes it even worse. It's like 33% chance to have something that's useful, something that's okay, and something that's not going to make a difference.
Like, I almost wonder how this is going to throw off your planning strategy for an attack. It probably isn't going to be that much of a factor, is what I'm thinking, because it's just one character. But the fact that you can gain either counter or you can gain offense up, like, I would almost want the offense up, you would think, in most cases for this character, if or speed up, you know, speeding up this character, etc. So you don't know necessarily, like, going up into an attack what you're gonna get. So it's like playing Wheel of Fortune with his basic and then figuring out what you're gonna get from that.
Yeah, I mean, of the three, I'd probably it's tough to say, because if you have counter from his passive, you get an increase in 50% damage. But he's also going to get counter from Daredevil special, so you kind of want the offense up. But again, it's really dependent on RNG. So
exactly. I don't know what.
Good luck, Commander.
Yeah, good luck, Commander. Try and figure out your attack, and let's see what's going to be best with this guy. Then the special being Night Guardian, energy cost 5 out of 5, so this is available right away. Attack the primary target for 210% damage plus rebound change to 3 to 5 adjacent targets for 240%. Gain 100% crit chance on any target that has a negative effect. This attack cannot be blocked. However, counter attack breaks this chain, and it seems like that's a staple with any rebound chain attacks for the most part, right?
So that, yeah, and I think that really kind of sounds very strong against mercenary teams and Doc Ock Sinister 6 teams, especially with the whole counteract, breaks the chain, and blocks, you know, because those two teams can do a little bit of that. Yeah.
So this might be an attack that maybe you don't want to start off right away and use this attack. It is available per turn, but, you know, based on, I guess, who you're attacking more, you might be selective, because the ultimate, it's also available on the first turn. Both of them are pretty decently high energy cost, 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6. So you might be doing a lot of basics with Moon Knight, it seems, unless he's getting fed energy. Attack all enemies for 380% to 500% damage, and then apply heal block, which is great. 50% chance to apply up to 3 additional negative effects for 2 turns to each enemy from this list. So once again, more RNG based. They should have called this guy the casino. like you have no idea what you're gonna get when you attack with this guy. Like, you might get bleeds, you might get blinds, you might get defense down, disrupted.
And that's offense
down,
list
slow.
To choose from as well.
It's not like it's a couple of debuffs. it's all of them for the most part here being mentioned. So out of all of this, you get a 50% chance to apply 3 additional negative effects in addition to heal block when you run the ultimate. Gain plus 100 to 200 focus for this attack, so you do get some attack boost on this. And in war, this attack clears all positive effects from each enemy.
That's nice.
Yeah, like Marauders, like when they stack up on all those buffs, Black Order, like you name it, this guy's gonna feast, huh, with this ult. And you almost want to wait then until the turn where all those buffs are available on the enemy to really just say bye buffs. It was nice knowing you.
Again, we need to find out the speed of this character, right? Because we don't even know how fast he is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're guessing fairly fast with a kit like that, but that's the question. Like,
well, and you know, I guess we're moving on to the passive. You mentioned speed here, but passive, the Fist of Honshu. This character cannot block, so he can't block. If this character gains deflect at the end of of any character's turn, if this character has deflect, flip deflect off to offense up, and then fill the speed by 20%. So he's gonna gain some speed from that. Gain 15% damage reduction. Gain 40% resistance, and then gain 30% max health, which this might be really key with this particular team, because we talked about it on the last Ken's Corner video. that this team was pretty squishy, and I know that they raised their max, they raised their base stats on the health. I remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But then on top of that, now the passive is also going to give them an additional 30% max health. Shadowland allies also will gain the 30% max health. And then in Ward, when this character has counter, you gain 50% damage.
Sounds like you need a lot of red stars to make this team like effective.
Yeah, they might be heavy red stars. There's a lot of damage happening here with this particular character, but I think the same can be said with, you know, you have your Daredevil. There's a lot of damage dealer on this team that might benefit from having high red stars on this team too as well. So
Daredevil could definitely have a use, you know, with his double tap on his basic. If T forward, how he'll double tap a villain. So that's definitely going to come in handy.
Yeah, excited. And here's his model.
It's going to come in handy with the bleed or the blind or the defense or the disruptor.
Whatever you get, you know, you're playing at this point what rock paper scissors with debuffs, and then try to figure out what you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
How do you like the kit?
I mean, so the kit looks great. And to answer your question about whether I'm thinking of investing into this team or not, truth be told, I don't think I will. You know, I briefly mentioned this, I think, in the last Ken's Corner video that we did. Shadowland, you know, to build up Night Nurse, Daredevil, and Elektra is a no-go for me. I said that I see White Tiger and Moon Knight potentially being a duo, like Longshot and Shatterstar, and you know other mentionable characters. But his individual kit is actually very nice. You know, they're very strong. First turn, you know, abilities of very useful, very controlling in a sense, and I believe he is. So he's a brawler, but again, that kit is fairly controlling in a sense. Yeah. With the whole negative effects being applied, positive effects being applied. I think the one thing that would make him just a tad little bit better is if whatever positive effect he gained from his basic, he would then spread to the rest of the Shadowland allies. Yeah.
And I think we said that last time. Pretty selfish characters on this particular team setup. Like they're just all about me. I want this. Give me this. Give me that. But not so much on spreading the love. Except for technically Niners.
Yeah, with her adjacent sort of, hi, you can have a little bit of love and you can have a little bit of love.
Yeah, so it's a team. I guess right now where I'm at the game, I'm also fine with working. Like my focus right now is technically Axemen. I want to build them up, but Mutant Gear has taken a dive for me, man. It's that they just, all these mutants that came into the game, they really drained my Mutant Gear. So it's gonna take me a while to continue to build that team up. They still work pretty decently in U7.5 for me, and they're only around 240k power level. So eventually, I normally don't do this. I don't put T4s into a team when they don't have, over like five stars or higher. For the most part, and I wait to really build them up. But I think Axemen is a team that, especially where I am in the game, I'm not really building any other team. I'm okay with putting resources into them. This might be a team that might take some priority after that, just because it's only going to be 2 characters, and one of those characters coming from an event character usually tends to be a 5-star by the end of it, 4 to 5 stars by the end of the event, if you get lucky enough. And I am hoarding
you're lucky.
some cores in place for them. So if I can get like 5 stars on White Tiger and I can go hard for Moon Knight, then this might be a team that I wouldn't mind working on for war attacks. Definitely more than Skeletal. I would work on this team over Skeletal, because I have built up my Daredevil and my Elektra. It wouldn't take too many resources as well to bring up. So, all resource management on my end, and optional at this point.
you let me know how that goes, because what is it? Night Nurse is what? She's skill, right? And then you got Daredevil, who's bio, and then the rest is just Mystic. So
yeah, I got tons of purple skill gear, because what I'm trying to build towards too is Dark Dimension 4. So mainly, since I haven't really built up anyone with purple gear, I think I can bring up Niners. I haven't decided to, but but I think if I see that this team becomes very strong, prominent war counter, and you know how much I love war, then I might be giving this team a shot for sure. And Moon Knight is one of my favorite characters in the Marvel universe too. So I've been look cool. Yeah, he's pretty badass. He's that vigilante persona that I think a lot of people have fallen in love with. So just cool characters attract me in the game anyways as it is, and then it's a viable opportunity to have a strong war team pretty cheaply built up, because most of the other guys have been built up throughout the time frame of the game. So Shadowline, we'll have to test them out. We'll have to see how good they are in war, but a couple of characters shouldn't be really break the bank for me to build up. So I'll try them out. I'll let you know if they're worth it.
Yeah, please do.
But yeah, okay. Moving on from the blog post, there's also been some salt, right? Going on. What has been happening?
What hasn't been happening is the question.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on for anybody that hasn't really been paying attention to MSF this past week.
So, you know, we had the Lunar Festive event, the holy special event that was fair for all players to participate in. If no one realized it was sarcasm, because it definitely wasn't, right? If you wanted to get any reasonable rewards from that, you had to spend at the minimum around 650 cores per person for the whole alliance. So we were talking around, 400,000 power cores to be spent in the space of 10 days.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a big fuss about that, and then Scopely addressed it like, oh yeah, you know what, we'll you know what, you shone a little bit of light on that. We were being too stingy, so here's 100 cores a day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
And then after that, you know, they then removed the Lunar Festive orbs, even though people hadn't claimed them, and you know they gave us a wrong deadline, wrong timeline. Everything was sort of out of order, and it has been, you know, and those aren't the only things that have been out of order recently with the legendary events and whatnot. And then on top of that, what they accidentally did was release the fragments for the Ghost and Cull orbs accidentally for a very cheap offer. They weren't actually meant to do that. They were meant to do that for the Lunar orbs. Right?
Did you get to see it, by the way? I didn't see the offer. I heard all about it. But
I mean, they do that like midnight my time, right? So that's bedtime for me. I miss out. I think it was mainly the Australians that caught onto it first, because they're already, you know, 8 hours ahead, right? So yeah, that caused a big ruckus because of how ridiculously overpowering that could make one person's team. You know, we're talking, it was I think 1,750 of the Lunar credits for that one particular character. The Ghost or Cull orb fragments that they could get, and that's 25 shards per character per orb, which bear in mind was only 500. So per one $10 offer, that's 75 character shards for 2 characters that are not only immensely powerful,
and
one
very
unlocks
much
a
needed.
legendary. Yeah, very much needed, and you know, one unlocks a legendary, and the other is almost impossible to farm.
Yeah.
So you know, game breaking. I wouldn't say Goldgate 2.0 or Goldgate 3.0 at this stage, but once again, just a big slip up on their part. So that's what's been happening mainly. That's the hot topic at the moment.
There was something also in addition to that, and you hit on it, but there was this announcement on Saturday, February 20th. The Well Wishes milestone started approximately 10 minutes after the intended start of 4 p.m. PST time. In that time, there were players that spent power cores and were not properly awarded credit towards the milestone. All I remember was just like a lot of anger happening, because a lot of people already started off the get just dropping cores, right? They were dropping cores left and right initially, and for it to start off in this manner, they did send out supposed compensation, or we're gonna send out compensation.
Yeah, I think they said 4 PST today, but I haven't seen anything yet. Yeah,
well, it's supposed to be Monday, I think, from what I remember on the original post. I think they changed it. Say, let me see. Yeah, they were saying yesterday we made a post that we will be sending compensation on Monday. Everyone should be receiving this compensation technically like today. It said that the celebration milestones and lunar orbs will no longer be available as of Tuesday, February 23rd, 4 p.m. PST. So that's today.
That's supposed to be today. And I believe that's going to be in about 2 hours time. So
yeah.
But you know, if I might, I want to go back to something you said recently, just very briefly. You said, you know, people who spent those power cores as soon as the event started, right, weren't actually registered. And the problem with this, and I think people have to know this by now, so whoever's watching, make sure you pay attention to this right now. Whenever a new event starts, whenever it hits midnight or whatever reset timer that you have based on your time zone, don't invest whatever resource it is that they're asking you to do until you can guarantee that you're going to be rewarded what you're spending. Don't spend any campaign energy, don't spend any cores, don't open any orbs, especially red star orbs, because it's been so recurring that people have complained that they've spent cores towards events, or double drop events, double drop days, double campaign energy refills, and even red star orbs. They've spent tons of resources, and then surprise, the event hasn't started, the character isn't featured. And the reason why I'm bringing this up specifically is because that is the reputation that Scope is now given. We're not only we were hoarding for the Orb Avalanche milestone, which then they turned around and said, you know what, we're not going to do them anymore. And now we're waiting to guarantee that they're not going to slip up again, which is just a bad rep,
It's sad, right, that you have to, but like you hit it on the nail, don't do it. But it's sad because it's a game, and people get excited about all of this, right? They're excited, they want to get started on this campaign, they want to progress like super early on. But I've done it myself. When Secret Spider-Man got dropped into the milestone orbs, I was the first one. I think I was streaming, super excited about everything. And I opened over like 100 orbs in the stream, and I didn't get not one Secret Spider-Man. They had messed up the percentage drop rate, I think it was on it. So I was getting tons of Coulson. I didn't get Secret Spider-Man, and then, I don't know, voila, like 30 minutes later, an announcement that, hey, we dropped Secret Spider-Man with the wrong percentage, I think it was, into the game. And I was so frustrated, like genuinely frustrated, because I was hoarding my milestone orbs for that particular event. So it's sad, but I think it's so true. It's become a thing in MSF that you have to wait. You almost have to wait. Make sure, triple check for, it's even with the same thing with red stars. Like, you see it, the character's showing up, but technically the character's not there. Like, I almost at this point don't open red stars for a new character right away for that reason too. Just to make sure, that he's actually in the store. I want to wait an hour or so till I hear no complaints in Twitter or etc. saying like, hey, this character it's showing like it's there, but he's not available in the red stores.
Exactly.
So.
Hey, we heard you wanted this character, so we're not going to give it to you. We'll give you someone else, and then we'll give you any tippy toes.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with this game? But
we're gonna keep making Ken's Corner videos. That's what we're gonna do.
If you guys want some salt, come in here, hang out. It's okay. We can do a little bit of salt and a little bit of sweetness. You get Eboooombe and you get myself as well. We like I said, through it all, I'm a big compensation fan. As long as it's good compensation, I'm a happy man. Right? And as long as it didn't screw me over too badly, then we'll definitely take the compensation. But overall, we said it plenty of times. We love this game. This is the reason why we continue to play it. We continue to drive content for this game. But man, it's just at one point they kind of have to start visualizing and understanding the frustration from the player base. We can't continue to be master beta. It's not, we're not testing it for you guys. We're here to play the game and enjoy it. So yeah, that's where we are in the game right now. So but that's I think where we're at in the game this week, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some Ken's Corner. We talked a little bit about Shadowlands, so I hope you guys are enjoying some Axemen. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys are doing with your Axemen. Are you guys building Axemen, and are you guys gonna be building your Shadowland, or are you guys gonna skip and wait for future teams? We have heard Silver Surfer has been rumored.
That's right.
Silver Surfer has been rumored. I don't know how excited you are about Silver Surfer, but he's a very popular character in Marvel. So I expect a big resurgence from players getting excited for that character in particular. A lot of spending coming.
Are you sure about that?
A lot of spending, I think, will probably happen for that particular character, because the offers have been basura. A lot of basura happening in the game, so can't recommend half of them. But that happening, and then hopefully X Factor getting completely built up too down the line. So some good rumors there. Are you excited about that?
I think it's good to fill out the rest, the gaps of the faction. Let's just see how they do it, which method they release it. You know, because there's always ways to kind of milk every last cent out of people.
Yeah. There's that. There's that.
Sorry, the salt is flowing right now.
A little bit of salt never hurt anybody, but I completely understand where you're coming from with all of this, like I said. So, hey, listen, they definitely have to fix some things, and we've talked about them. They have, they know, I think, what should happen. Will they do it? It's been a while, and it seems like it's been like you said, a pattern. They just don't fix them. So at one point or another, either the player base kind of like bands together. It's just, we know how this kind of like works out in the end. So all we can do is continue to provide that support, and not support, but those that feedback, and hope for the best. And in our case, I'm still, like I said, enjoying the game. So hopefully you guys are too at home. Let me know, like I said, in the comment section down below, if you guys are building up your Shadowlands, if you guys are looking forward to what's coming in the game. Where are you guys state of mind in MSF right now? So, but hey, Eboooombe, like always, thank you so much for coming through and hanging out. It's no longer just Ken's Corner, it's Ken's Corner with Eboooombe. We gotta add you to the segment. It's always a good time when I get to hang out with you, my brother.
Likewise, man. It's always good to catch up, in and out of the gaming world. But yeah, thanks for having me on once again. I always look forward to this, and I look forward to doing more in the future with you.
Exactly. Well, yeah, guys, his information is going to be in the description down below. Make sure you guys go and follow his YouTube, follow his Twitch as well, and go hang out with Eboooombe. He's a wonderful part of this community as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till the next Ken's Corner, peace.